like I said, I started my career as an artist being a painter first. And it is with the painting that I started my investigation into the Orientalist tradition, because I encountered the first of these paintings at university in the West. And for me, it was, like I explained, it's a Western fantasy, but it just felt to me like I am rediscovering my own culture, but in a very, very wrong way. It's something that it doesn't exist. And it was intriguing to me, but at the same time, it was problematic because it's so obvious that is a fantasy. And I couldn't accept that it is done for the Arab women, being one of the many Arab women. And at the same time, also, I was with some people and we were talking. I started my investigation, and the question was like, it was so unbelievable to me that it didn't cross my mind that people really see it as a fantasy. I assumed that everyone, it bothered me that the fantasy was done in my culture, but at the same time, I thought that everybody knew that it was a fantasy. Unfortunately, people were asking me, they were surprised that I was telling them it was a fantasy, and this is where I knew I have to do something about it, and I started by appropriating imagery. I started appropriating the style. I wanted to work with something that people are familiar with and try to make my point. First of all, by making these paintings as big as this, when the original paintings are so small, I think the size emphasizes the fantasy, the theatrical part of it. At the same time, I would just remove the central image from the painting and add more visual vocabulary to make a point. And so in this painting, for instance, what I tried to do is I was looking for a picture that represents the Western suit, men and women in a formal attire. And I found this picture, which is from one of the TV series called The Practice. And it just, for me, it was the perfect thing because it has a doctor, it has the lawyer, and then I just put them in black and white because to refer the history as well, and of photography. And at the same time, abstract them, and they become a wallpaper, but at the same time witnesses. And my aim is really to try and get the viewer to think differently than when they look at this original painting, and to start seeing the narrative, that it's not real.